door in the boiler room opens by itself when no one is around. The boiler room of the cruise ship Ominous Horizon was shrouded in perpetual darkness, its metallic walls slick with condensation and steam hissing from pipes like sinister whispers. Crew members avoided it at all hours, whispering about a door that opened by itself when no one else was around. Martha, new to her job as the boiler room mechanic, scoffed at these tales. She had seen worse things in urban Detroit during winter storms, rusty metal grates howling like lost souls and abandoned houses creaking with unseen presences. But there was something unsettling about this door, hanging ajar near the engine's roar. The first time she noticed it, Martha assumed someone from maintenance must have been inside earlier, leaving without closing properly. The second time, however, as she walked past with her toolbox in hand, a metal groaned open before she could reach for its handle herself. She quickened her step, but felt an icy chill that followed like a shadow. She mentioned it to Chief Engineer Harris later, that day over coffee at the cruise mess hall. "Door?" he asked, his eyebrows raising skeptically. "Oh, sure." "Yes," Martha said firmly, trying not to sound too alarmed, "and I'm pretty certain there was nobody else around." Harris nodded thoughtfully before giving her a wry smile. "Well, you know the superstitions here aboard the Horizon. It's mostly just sailors' tales and ghost stories for tourists. But I'll keep an eye on it if that makes you feel better." The following night, as she clocked in, Martha felt eyes watching from the gloom, dark shapes flickering at the periphery of her vision like half-remembered nightmares. The door creaked open again while she was checking pipes for leaks further down the room. That evening she returned to Harris with a report filled not just with technical issues but eerie occurrences too, hoping he'd take it seriously this time. "All right," Harris said after reviewing her notes intently and without looking up from them. "Let's see if we can put your mind at ease." He led Martha into the boiler room that night after everyone else had gone home for dinner shift change. They found a small metal box near where the door stood, connected to several wires snaking the long walls. "What's this?" she asked curiously as Harris approached it warily. "Old alarm system," he explained quietly. "Someone set these traps up ages ago. Must have been playing tricks on new crew members." As they examined further, Martha saw strange symbols etched into the room's metal, a pentagram near a vent shaft and odd runes around pipes, suggesting something more complex than mere mischief. But as Harris turned back toward the door to reset it, she sensed an almost imperceptible shift in the air, her heart racing not from fear but recognition. She remembered those symbols. They were scrawled on walls of her old home where inexplicable things happened to, bitter cold even when others saw warmth and doors opening by themselves. Her eyes widened as Harris pressed a button, shutting off whatever mechanism was controlling that pesky door. The boiler room went silent except for the rhythmic throb of machinery beyond. Martha approached the door cautiously now, seeing herself reflected back in it instead of inside. No boilers or pipes but empty corridors stretching out like endless night. She turned to Harris with a shiver running down her spine and said softly, "It's been following me." Harris nodded grimly, understanding settling over his face like an anchor dropped into deep water. "Welcome aboard," he replied evenly. "Follow if that gave you chills."